Now let me show you the energy band diagrams for a PN junction diode in forward bias as well as reverse bias by including the Fermi energy levels in the energy band diagrams. Just for reference, I'm showing you the energy band diagram for a PN junction under equilibrium, where the Fermi energy level would be constant throughout the PN junction, where this is EC and this is EV. And this would be the depletion region over which we have electric field present, as the bend of the energy band diagram indicates that there is electric field. As the energy bands are flat in this region and in this region, there won't be electric field there. And electric field would be directed from N side to P side in the depletion region. Now let's say we apply forward bias, where we are applying positive potential on P side and negative potential on N side. The electric field, because of the applied potential, would be in the opposite direction to that of the internal electric field. As a result, the built-in potential that we have under equilibrium, which was Q times VBI, would now decrease. So we can draw the energy band diagram based on this forward bias, where the minority carrier concentration distribution is shown here. This is how the energy band diagram would look like, where this is EC, this is EV, and we can see here the band bending region has decreased, indicating that the depletion width has decreased. And depletion width decreased because of the net electric field in the depletion region decreased because of the applied forward bias. As electric field decreased, even the band bending, which is Q times VBI in equilibrium case, would reduce to VBI minus VD, where VD is the applied potential across the PN junction diode. Now, we're assuming that the entire applied potential is getting applied across the depletion region itself. Now, if you see from the minority carrier concentration distribution that deep into the N side, the minority carrier concentration is Pn naught, which is equal to equilibrium carrier concentration. We can say deep into the N side, the carrier concentrations N times P would satisfy Ns square. Having said that, we can represent the Fermi energy levels in the energy band diagram as if it was in equilibrium. So I'm representing the Fermi energy level here. This is EFN. And similarly on P side, deep into the P side, the carrier concentrations would be equal to the thermal equilibrium concentrations. As a result, we can say the Fermi energy level can be represented as if it was in equilibrium. And this regions over which the carrier concentrations wouldn't satisfy the mass action law, because this is not in equilibrium, these regions are called quasi-neutral, because they're not exactly neutral, but they're not far away from neutral. We call them quasi-neutral. And if we observe that EFN to EFP, the difference would be equal to exactly Q times VD, because in equilibrium the Fermi energy level was constant throughout the PN junction. When we applied potential of VD, the barrier has decreased from VBI to VBI minus VD. Now the Fermi energy level seems to have shifted, so the difference between them should be exactly equal to the applied potential times Q. Now let us look at minority carrier concentration distribution and energy band diagram for a reverse bias condition. This is how the minority carrier concentration and band diagram would look like. The yellow curve represents the hole concentration on N side. A red curve indicates the electron concentration on P side. The value of this would be NP naught, which is thermal equilibrium electron concentration on P side. And this value would be Pn naught, which is hole concentration under equilibrium in N side. And to understand how this energy band diagram came, let us go and apply a reverse bias to this equilibrium PN junction, where we apply minus here and plus here, where let's say the magnitude is Br. Then because of this applied potential, electric field would be in this direction, which will be adding to the built-in electric field. As a result, the total electric field in the depletion region would increase. So the barrier potential would increase from QVBI to QVBI plus VR, which means this side of the energy band diagram would move down and this side of the energy band diagram would move up relatively. So as a result, we get this energy band diagram, and this would be equal to Q times VBI plus VR. And according to our reference, this should be plus and minus for VD. So VD would be nothing but minus VR. So this value would be simply Q times VBI minus VD, where VD is minus VR. And it indicates the depletion width has increased compared to that of the equilibrium condition because the barrier potential has increased. And if you see the carrier concentrations, in the n side, it is equilibrium concentration. So we can represent the Fermi energy level on n side, EFN, with respect to EC and EV in such a way you can calculate the electron and hole concentration from the differences of EC to EF and EF to EV. And similarly, on P side, based on the concentration, it looks like equilibrium concentration. So we can represent the Fermi energy level, EFP, and based on the difference between EF to EV and EC to EF, we can calculate the electron and hole concentration on P side. And if you look at the difference between these two values, the EFP to EFN, this would be equal to Q times the VR, the reverse voltage applied.